Hello and welcome. As a hotel AI expert, I've seen firsthand how modern hospitality operations are evolving. So I'm really pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to this online learning journey. We are here to support your professional growth in this incredible industry. You see, this program is specifically designed for ambitious professionals like you. It's all about delivering practical, real-world knowledge that you can actually use in day-to-day hotel operations. So let's get started. We're going to walk through this in a few key phases. First, we'll talk about building resilience. That's the prep work you do before a crisis. Then we'll get into what it takes to lead through one. After that, we'll cover strategic recovery, and we'll wrap up by looking at what it means to be a truly resilient leader. So let's just dive right in. In today's hospitality world, crisis management has completely changed. It's not some secondary skill anymore. It's an absolutely critical part of being a leader. It's really not a question of if a crisis will happen, but when. And the challenges leaders face today are just all over the map. We're talking about everything from global pandemics and natural disasters to, economic instability or even a sudden cyber attack. The new expectation, the new benchmark for excellence is that you can handle these things with speed, clarity, and real confidence. So how do you get there? How do you meet that new standard? Well, it all starts right here, in phase one, building resilience. This is all about the proactive work you do way before a crisis ever shows up on your doorstep. And this quote from Europe Hotel School really says it all, doesn't it? Resilience isn't some superpower you suddenly discover when things go wrong. No, it's built stone by stone through careful, thoughtful preparation. It's the opposite of last-minute panic. And that preparation really stands on two main pillars. First, a really thorough risk assessment, and second, a solid business continuity plan. Let's break down what those actually mean. Okay, first up, risk assessment. This is your crucial first step. And it's not just some box-ticking exercise. It's about taking a serious, deep-dive look at all the potential threats, big and small, global and local, and figuring out how they could actually impact your property. And you have to think really broadly here. Are you in an area prone to storms? What about your local economy? Is it stable? How vulnerable are your IT systems to a cyber attack? The sooner you identify these things, the better your response strategy will be. You won't be caught flat-footed. Now, once you know the risks, you build your Business Continuity Plan, or BCP. Think of this as your hotel's playbook for tough times. It's all about making sure your most essential functions, things like reservations, finance, and security, can keep running no matter what's happening outside. So what does a good BCP look like? Well, it means asking some key questions. Do you have backup plans for all your critical systems? Is your data in the cloud so you can access it from anywhere? And here's a big one. Is your staff cross-trained? So if key people can't make it in, someone else can step up? Okay, so you've done all the preparation. But now it's happening. A crisis is unfolding in real time. This is where true leadership is forged. It's all about taking clear, decisive action right in the middle of the storm. When you're in an active crisis, everything really boils down to two main jobs for a leader. First, you have to execute crystal clear communication. And second, you've got to maintain enough operational flexibility to adapt on the fly. Communication is without a doubt your lifeline. Your job is to be the calm, single source of truth for your team, for your guests, and for any outside partners. That means being honest, even when the news is tough. It means being timely to cut down on anxiety, and it means being consistent, so there's absolutely no room for confusion. And the difference here is just night and day. Clear, controlled messaging builds trust, it calms people down, and it lets everyone work together. On the flip side, misinformation, or even just silence, can destroy trust in an instant, create panic, and turn a difficult situation into absolute chaos. So, along with communication, you need flexibility. The one thing you can count on in a crisis is that it's going to be unpredictable. Your ability to pivot, to quickly adjust staffing, change up your services, or move resources where they're needed most, that's what keeps you in control when everything feels unstable. So, the immediate danger has passed, the storm has calmed, but believe me, the work is far from over. Now we enter the strategic recovery phase. And this isn't about just flipping the lights back on. It's a careful, structured process of rebuilding and, importantly, learning from what happened. Your path to recovery really has three core parts. First, you have to methodically restore all of your operations. Second, you need to take a really honest look at the financial impact. And third, and this might be the most important, you have to actively work to rebuild the trust and confidence of your guests. And here's the thing about recovery. It absolutely cannot be based on guesswork or just gut feelings. It has to be a structured process, and it has to be driven by data. You need to be looking at real metrics to make sure you're actually moving forward and not just spinning your wheels. You should be tracking tangible goals. For example, getting revenue back to a certain percentage, or using surveys to see guest confidence rising. And don't forget about staff morale. After a crisis, making sure your team feels supported is crucial. At the end of the day, they are your single greatest asset in any recovery effort. So after all that, what have we learned? Let's bring it all together and draw a clear picture of what a modern, resilient hospitality leader really looks like. These are really the core traits. A resilient leader thinks strategically and plans proactively. They have the emotional strength to remain calm when everyone else is panicking. They're a decisive communicator. And above all else, their number one commitment is always to the safety and well-being of their guests and their staff. And that brings us to the final and most important question: how will you prepare to lead? We've laid out the blueprint here today, but building your own resilience is a personal journey. As you continue to move forward in your career, I want you to think about how you can embody these traits and how you will prepare yourself to lead with confidence through whatever challenges come your way.